Hey everyone, welcome back to Multifamily Investing with Bob Biggins. It's mid-March 2026 here in Southwest Michigan. And after sealing those basements in episode 39, I pulled out my annual spring checklist. Today I'm giving you the exact 8 things I do every March or April across all 85 units so I don't get hit with big dollar repairs later in the year. Southwest Michigan winters are brutal on buildings. Ground thaw, ice dams, freeze-thaw cycles create problems that show up right now. I turn those one-off fixes you've watched me do into a repeatable 8-point system that keeps my maintenance budget lower than the national average, or I should say the Michigan average, of $500 to up to $3,000 per door. So let's get to it. The key is to prevent issues before they turn into emergencies or high-dollar fixes or worst-case injuries. Emergencies such as water in basements from downspout extensions, missing, emergencies from clogged basins and therefore water back up into your gutters and down the side of your building, think episode 24. Emergencies from full window wells from clogged gutters. And high dollar fixes from open caulk gaps allowing water to infiltrate the building envelope, like think windows and doors. Worst case, an injury from a rotted or compromised deck, balcony, or hand railing would be the worst thing. So how do we prevent these? Or at least address them sooner than later? We've got an 8-point system we use. The first 2 are actions. The last 6 are just inspections. We do these early so that we can knock these issues out before they become bigger problems. First thing is, we get the truck filled up with our sprays and our sprayer bottles and a ladder, sometimes if necessary, a small ladder. And the first thing we do is do pest prevention spray. So just get some concentrate either online or at a supply store or at a big box store. Mix it per specifications and spray for foundations, window perimeters, mostly your window sills, and whatever soffits you can reach. Soffits, fascia, even into your gutters isn't going to hurt anything. And what this will do, this will really prevent your ants. Ants come early in the season and spiders later in the season generally, and stink bugs later in the season. So you can even spray twice if you'd like. But this usually will keep the tenants at bay, because if they're having a lot of ants and they can't really dress them that well themselves, they'll be calling you. And to prevent them really enhances customer satisfaction. Now, weed control around the perimeter of your buildings. Think shed, garage, building envelope, and even cracks in the concrete, like your sidewalk cracks or driveway cracks if you have any. It looks unsightly, the grass growing up through there. And when you do that spray, that second spray, do the first, then do the second, is you're going to kill the grass around these structures. And if your structures have vinyl siding or vinyl corner posts, you know what string trimmers do to vinyl, right? It absolutely destroys them. By the end of summer, you've got Swiss cheese down there. And if you've sprayed that and it's all brown grass, your grass person, your lawn service doesn't have to mow there or doesn't have to string trim there. So there's no need to damage your building envelope, and there is probably no need for them to string trim around any of those, and it may save you money on your contract for the year. The third thing is window and door caulk and inspection. Inspect every window and door for cracked or missing caulk. And why would you do that? Well, because water can get inside of your building, and you just don't want water inside of your walls of your building. And if it's something that's basic, you could very easily have some caulk in your truck, and you can just hit a spot or two that may be checked or cracked throughout the winter and prevent that from, it may not do a full-fledged caulk, but just do the really bad spot or spots before spring rains really hit your building hard. While you're there, do a full perimeter walkthrough. Number 4, look for moist areas, ground sink, missing downspout extensions, ice dam in your gutters, ice dam from your gutters or any damage that might have caused, block drain basin, dog waste. You'll find a lot of dog waste, unfortunately, probably, and take notes to get rid of that, or have the resident with the dog take care of that. Displaced driveway gravel from plowing for your whole winter. We had a rough winter, and I've got one property that's got gravel everywhere. There's hours of cleaning to do yet. Number 5, treated wood structure inspection. Inspect decks, porches, balconies, hand railings, and stairs. Note if they're going to need pressure washing, staining, or even replaced for the summer, and make a inventory list of what material may be needed if you have to replace maybe a set of stairs or a small front porch. But you're generally going to know it if next year you're going to need to change one, but you just never know. If people use a lot of salt on them and some harsh chemicals, it may have aged them by an extra couple of years. But worst case, you don't want anybody falling through, you don't want anybody falling over any hand railing, because that could really be disastrous if you have an injury on your property. Number 6, full exterior paint inspection. Trim, windows, your building outside, your lap siding, for peeling, chipping, moss, any discoloration. Make a punch list for summer and just plan to have whatever either touched up or fully painted. That is if your building's not brick or vinyl or some type of material, that stucco that really doesn't need painted or doesn't need painted very often at all. If it's not maintenance free, you got to keep an eye on the painting, because it really has to be done every probably 3 to 5 years to really keep your building in good shape. Check for number 7, gutters, downspouts, and inspect all gutters and downspouts and confirm they're flowing. You may need to go up on a deck, go up into the building on a second or third story and see if there's water in the gutter, like the water is backed up and not going down the downspout. It'll be a dead giveaway, which means that either you get a ladder out now, a tall ladder if you got it on the truck, or schedule yourself, your teammate, or a company to come out and clean those gutters, but they got to keep flowing. That is for sure. And then do a tree evaluation out there. Sometimes trees really creep up on you, and in the spring they don't look as big, but once you see those things in the summer when they're full of leaves, they sometimes just get unruly. So try to picture them with the leaves present and get your tree person lined up to trim accordingly. Look for any branches that are dead or dying or diseased, and anything that may fall off into a storm. Last Friday we had a storm here in Southwest Michigan for the ages. Wind was probably 50 to 100 miles per hour, and I was at a 14 unit on top of a hill. Literally, it's on Dean's Hill Road. It's on the top, very high elevation. And it was so windy out there. We were planning on doing some outside work, but you couldn't even carry a ladder. You couldn't go up on a ladder 6 foot high. It was so windy. And I spoke to several different tenants, and some were belly aching last fall when I took many, many trees out. $10,000 worth of trees I removed that were close to the building. And I asked every one of them, I said, this is with wind blowing in everybody's faces. You can barely hear each other when you're talking outside. Aren't you glad I got rid of those trees? And every one of them said, yeah, it was probably a really good idea. So trees are expensive. A lot of people don't take care of trees, but you can definitely mix with your trees, like a walk around your parking lots and just check for cracks there as well. Just your whole exterior walk through and note any deficiencies. So there it is. There's the 8-point checklist. I've got a very detailed one. If you're interested in getting a copy, let me know in the comments below, or reach out to bigginsteam.com. I'd love to stay in chat, but I need to get out and start spraying and inspecting, making my punch list for summer. Thanks for watching, and I hope you got some tips from this video. Please like, subscribe, and comment. And for all your buying, selling, and maintenance needs, please reach out to bigginsteam.com. This is Multifamily Investing with Bob Biggins, episode number 40, signing out.